Welcome to Friday, and Friday means we bring only the biggest names in South African music. Today is no different. In fact, she knows all about hits. So today we welcome on My First Hit, the hit maker, the song maker, the sing-along maker. Her name is Lady Zamar. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm perfect.
I was just saying that your dimples are still as beautiful as the last time I saw you in person.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So that tells me that you are embracing the good things about your life, right?
Yes.
That there are some good things happening. How are you feeling?
No, I'm feeling great. There's
Yeah?
a lot of good things happening.
I love that. And I know there's been a lot of change in my career as well.
Yes.
And which you alluded to when you rocked up in the studio, but there's been a lot of change in your career as well. So we're going to talk about all of that.
Okay.
But since you're here, let's just do an appetizer.
Okay.
And let's go down memory lane because we have to go back to where it all began. So I was having a chat with my producer, Tobela, about your earlier works, right? And then he mentioned Collide. I'm like, bro, are you a 2000 or something?
Because that's like now.
That's like, no, right? So then I said, no. This is how I got introduced to Lady Zamar.
Yeah.
I'm right, man?
Yes.
So here's where we're going to start. We're going to play the song, and I want to know all about it, what was happening in your life, and also how it makes you feel hearing it today in 2023. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to you too, to all the listeners.
It is My First Hit on 947, and today we're hanging out with a singer-songwriter, a hit maker. Her name is Lady Zamar. This is where it all started, madam.
Yep, that's where it started.
This is a song you did with well-known
Junior
producer
Taurus.
Junior Taurus.
Yes, it
And you're all the
was.
way in Pretoria at this time.
Yes, we were.
So how was your life set up when this song, Mamelodi, came out? Which, by the way, we absolutely love. It's a classic.
How was my life set up? I was not prepared to be in the music industry. Number one, I was on my way to becoming a teacher.
Really?
Not a teacher, but like a professor, junior lecturer type situation.
And what were you going to be teaching?
I was gonna lecture English or literature.
Okay. Why that in particular?
Oh, that's my specialty. Those are my fields. That's my academic route that I had chosen at the time.
Right.
So I was going to go into those realms of just, teaching people how to write, how not to write, what were the greatest writers in the world. And I wanted to be one of the greatest literature writers at the time. Yeah.
Why was that so appealing when you could have been a singer or a TV personality or anything else, really? You want to be
I don't think I ever. I didn't subscribe to the idea of fame like that.
Really?
I wanted to have the kind of reputation Maya Angelou had.
Right.
Where you could be called in for those kind of things and give an expert opinion, and people just hang on your every word and things like that. That's what I wanted for myself.
So then, how did you stumble into this realm of music and and meeting up with Junior Taurus?
It was when I was around my literature people that I was introduced to the idea of singing, and because I am a writer, it was fun. It was like, okay, I get to write my music and I get to sing it, and they're like, yeah. And I didn't know that it would ever become a thing because it was just an exercise for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So are you telling me that you had to learn how to sing?
In a mic, yes. In live is very different.
Yeah.
When you sing live and you record, it's like two totally different things. It took me about a couple of months to learn how to record.
Wow.
Yeah.
And who was part of that journey in showing you the ropes at the time? And did you think you were going to make it also as a singer?
No, I did not think I was going to make it. Again, I did not see myself like that.
Yeah.
I have never been a person that's boisterous and loud and all that kind of stuff. I'm just a very chilled introvert.
Sure.
So Junior helped me. He was basically teaching me how to do that. I had a couple of music friends, a friend of mine called Menelisi, who has also helped me in my journey of music.
Right.
And a couple of other people who just gave me pointers and that doesn't sound great. This
So
sounds
there was a time where it was just not happening.
It was just not happening. It was just what is that?
And what was that recording session like with Junior Taurus? I mean, was it, were you guys in the same studio? Did he send you a beat and you recorded somewhere, maybe on your phone, sent the vocal back? Like, how did it work?
Because Junior and I had been kind of working together. He had a very different vision to mine.
Right.
I think it was just that particular day when we recorded Mamelodi, he was like, I need to play those beats. I was like, okay, cool. I went to his place and he played me the song. I was totally not interested. I was like, okay, whatever this is.
What were you listening to at the time?
I mean, I'm a Swiftie. I was listening to Demi Lovato.
Oh, okay.
I was listening to Beyonce. I was listening to Sierra. You know, I was not interested in, and I was listening to Fantasia. I love Fantasia.
Sure. And then here's Junior with this house
like
beat.
this thing that is like, it's not even on time. It's like, what the hell, you know? And then he was like, no, just try it. Just, you know, go into it. And I was like, I don't know how. And I tried. It just was not working out up until I went to the bathroom and I was like, psych. Because I also don't give up.
Right.
You know, I'm the type of person, I do not give up. I never back down. So I went to the bathroom and I was like, okay, you're going to do this. And I went to the mic and I was like, fine, what you know? And I was like, again. And then he was like, that's great. I'm like, that sucked. He's like, nope, that's the one. Let's keep that.
And interestingly, because this was like 2014-ish, 15?
I think I recorded the song possibly in 2014.
Yeah. And you were in Pretoria West at the time?
I was living with my sister. Yeah. We're no longer living in Pretoria at that time.
Oh, okay.
But we're living in like central Pretoria.
Yeah, because obviously there's that thing around Mamelodi and you being from Mamelodi. Why sing about Mamelodi? You know what I mean?
I lived in Mamelodi for a little while.
Yeah.
And then they tried to rob us, you know, and then my dad was like, nah.
And you were out of there.
Out of there. But it was always like a place that I considered to be part of my formative years. So when I started getting bookings there with the other stuff that I did underground, it was just like Junior wanted to pay homage to, you know, to Mamelodi, and
definitely
that's what he wanted us to do, and it was a fun experience.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Sounds like it, and it also sounds like a very surprising experience considering that you had other ideas in terms of the realms you wanted to be in, and this realm of music was not one of them.
Not at all.
Okay, today on My First Hit, we're hanging out with Lady Zamar. We'll chat a bit about her journey from that point when she was messing around with Junior Taurus in the studio, how her career just unfolded from there, and we'll chat about all the things that she's busy with right now. And I wonder if Dua Lipa is somebody that has caught Lady Zamar's attention. She joins me on My First Hits today. Dua Lipa?
Levitating.
Yeah?
I love that song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you're into her vibe?
I think I liked her earlier works. Right now, I'm not really sure what's going on. You know, it's like, I think every artist has got like seasons where it's like, I'm not into you right now. So right now I'm not into Dua Lipa.
Well, that's true, right? And let's actually talk about that aspect as well as we, you know, kind of segue into, you know, your career growing and all of that. I mean, there you are, Mamelodi, you know, blows up. Then, you know, at some stage, I think there was Love is Blind. And then there were albums Monarch and all of that. So, you know, when you look back on your career, how do you summarize your journey through music? Also considering that it was a royal mistake that you got into music,
yeah,
right?
It
was a royal mistake. It was like, Junior Taurus is like, hey, Miguel, we're not going to get into the studio. You know, producers.
Yeah.
That's what we all do. It's like, you know, you're coming back from a club and then you're like, you got some girls. You're like, you, come here.
Can you sing?
Yeah, so how would you summarize your journey in music?
It's been surprise after surprise after surprise. It's been like Christmas gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what's inside.
Yeah.
And I think every step of the way with every song, it's been like that. Like I don't know what is gonna happen next. There's nothing predictable about our career.
What does that say around how you plan? Because you know some people say you have to plan your journey in life. You have to plan your next move. Does it make it difficult for you to plan? Do you like planning, or are you more of a, you know, whatever happens next is what I'll react to?
No, I'm a planner.
Yeah?
Like I'm an annoying planner. Like my mom always says, like, you cannot plan every moment of every day, but I really do plan. However, it's been an adjustment in the musical spaces because everything that you think is going to happen just doesn't happen, you know, and at the time. So right now I've started planning milestones more than anything.
Yeah.
And I've started just kind of, okay, so next month we're going to have this done.
Right.
You know, and what we cannot control, we cannot control. But what I can control, I try my best to be on point for that.
Are there things that you've looked back on when you're like, no, but things are supposed to work like this, and it didn't work like that? Is there any that come to mind?
Yeah, I think with my album Monarch.
Yeah. What happened? What happened with Monarch?
It should have been a shorter album. It really should have
How
been.
many songs were on there?
20.
Why?
It was a lot.
Why?
Because people, you know, when you have people around you that really just love all the music that you make,
Right.
then they'll be like, yeah, let's put everything on. You know? And
Yeah.
it's like, that's basically what happened with Monarch, where people were just like, let's put everything on. And it's like, that was not what I would have wanted, you know? And I think the songs that should have, in my opinion, become bigger just never did, because there was also a lot of internal stuff happening within, you know, in the back end.
Right.
It was crazy.
Like what? I mean, are you saying that you didn't have a good team? Did you have a good team? Do you feel your team was the right team to help you grow Monarch?
I think everything at that point was a mess.
Why?
I think I was a mess. I think my team was a mess.
Yeah.
You know, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch, you know, so any small thing that is wrong just goes crazy. I think within the label there was also a lot of politics at the time,
Right.
Unnecessary drama, and there were a lot of changes when we had an A&R that left in the, like, literally the week I was
Meant to drop.
my
Yo.
album. It was such a mess.
Oh, no.
You know, so it was a horrible experience, but the music has always been the highlight.
Yeah.
The music has always made everything worth it, you know? And also kind of like weeding out, because the reality of our industry is that most people don't want to be around you because you're a nice person or you're a great person. They just want money. They want what
Right.
they can get, opportunities from you. So that was also a very like telling period of my life.
So
It's
are there
like,
people that you feel sucked you dry, that were leeching off you?
a lot of people leech.
And money, not just like your connections and the fame, even money.
I think a lot of it was money, and some of it was just like just being fake, you know, where they just didn't care about you. They just cared about how far they can go, you know.
So do you feel you have friends in the industry?
I think there are a lot of people I care about in the industry.
Yeah?
And I think there are a lot of people that care about where I'm going and who I am in the industry.
Yeah?
However, to say friends, I feel like friendship is earned. And there are some that have earned it. And those who
Like?
you know, I'd rather not say.
Okay, who hasn't earned it?
I'd rather not say either.
Because if you're saying there are people who are fake, are there people that pretended to be your friend?
Yes, so a lot of
in the
people like that.
industry. And I'm talking artists, producers, DJs, you name it, and turned out we're not.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real.
Yeah?
Everyone is drawn to success.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be around the shiniest thing at the time.
Sure.
Everyone wants to be around the busiest person at the time. But you could easily mistake that for friendship and loyalty. People are loyal to the bag, yo.
What?
Money.
Yeah, and what
Not
was the
you.
cost to that? To you emotionally and psychologically? Realizing that people are just in it for what they want, not you.
I think there was two effects, right? The one part of it was like a sense of relief, like at least, you know, because it did get overwhelming to have so many people around me.
Yeah.
That I could never tell if they were smiling because they liked me or because they wanted something from me.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a relief in that sense. It was shocking in the other sense because it's not like, not any blame on them. It's just like, now I need to manage my expectations and I need to manage how I interact with people so that I don't get disappointed.
Right, we'll talk about everything else that's been happening in your career in just a moment. There's a lot going on. So Lady Zamar is joining me today on My First Hit. We started with Mami Lodi. We spoke about Monarch, one of the albums, even King Zamar. She's got brand new music, which we'll talk about as well in just a moment. Stay with us. Well, she's absolutely thrilling, and her name is Lady Zamar. She joins me today on My First Hit. We took it back to where it all began, and we spoke about her experience in the music game and the friends she thought she had but didn't. But all the same, she just keeps on going because she's got the resilience. Let's talk about a show you were recently on. I think it aired on Wednesday on Showmax.
Yes.
Unfollowed.
Yeah.
You were interviewed by our very own Tembegile Mkhototo.
Yes.
And obviously there's been a lot of, I would say, stuff happening around you.
Yes.
Which got you on that show. Mm-hmm. Why do you feel you had to be on that show, and why did you agree to be on Unfollowed?
Okay. I had always wanted to kind of say my piece. I think any normal person, when stuff comes out, you want to kind of defend yourself, and you want to kind of explain yourself. And I think why Unfollowed for me was like almost like the sort of perfect platform was that it would not have had any previous reputation to begin with.
Right.
It was a place where somebody else could ask me those questions, as opposed to me just talking to people on my social media, which I had tried, and it just never ended well.
Yeah.
And it was also just an opportunity for me to almost confront, you could say my piece to the industry, because I do know that a lot of times as artists, we don't have a voice, so to speak, because the public has this perception that we're just a bunch of dumb people that just got lucky.
Right.
And they don't understand that it's actually like a person. I was born. I was in my mom's womb for 9 months, and I was breastfed, and I went to primary school and I went to high school.
You're human like anybody else.
You can't just speak on me without understanding the consequences of what that does to me.
Because I also want to talk about, your life since you accused Sjava of sexual assault and what you feel happened from that moment in your life and in your career when you look back and when you now talk about some of those things which you do when you feel the need to.
I've never, and this is something I've always wanted to make people understand. I've never intended to hurt anyone. I never intended to ruin anyone's life. I was just speaking my story. Unfortunately, my story involves somebody else that people might and might not know, and because of that kind of connection, I guess, it has made existing miserable for me sometimes. Not just in friendships, but first of all, seeing friendships, seeing people who genuinely just did not believe me in any way. And I don't blame anyone for not believing me, honestly. But also just seeing how anytime I've tried to get into a romantic relationship, how this issue just keeps on coming up. Recently I had bumped into conversations with somebody I'd been seeing where they were discussing this in a friend group. And I'm just like, so I can never get away from this. And I can't seem to trust people now because it's like, no matter what I do or say, if I'm not with somebody or people who are honest and upfront with me, I'm always going to be suspecting that you have, prejudices or assumptions or things like that. Even going to like public places becomes hard because you hear the whispers. You literally hear people whispering about you like you don't exist, like you are not there, which goes back to the human part of it. Like, I'm a person. Stop talking about me like I'm some person that doesn't matter, and it goes as far as management as well. Certain management have been so harsh where they literally say things like, Lady Zamar is the brand.
What is that supposed to mean?
And you are the person. Separate. And I'm just like, what do you mean?
You can't, because they're intertwined.
Exactly. Every morning I wake up and I look in the mirror. It's me and the brand that I created. That people have supported, that people have loved, and people have literally throughout this entire experience, my fan base that love Lady Zamar are the people that are the champions here. Because they're the ones who have understood that it is a person that is a musician that we love. It's not just a thing that you can just pretend doesn't have feelings.
Before we talk about building castles, what do you think it's going to take, and what do you think it has taken for you to get to this point where you are dealing with it even vocally, some of the things that you've experienced, whether it's relating to the case or the matter with Sjava and the implications and the impact that had on relationships you had with people, with your fans, people that had a certain perception of you?
I think what it takes, basically, like plainly, is just knowledge from my part that I am not a moment. That moment cannot define me, and my mistakes cannot define me, and my oversights and my ignorances cannot define me, and kind of just figuring out the people in my life and how to present myself to my fan base in a way that does not include hatred, negativity, bitterness, all those emotions that can literally muddy the waters. I've had to learn to forgive. I've had to learn to understand. I've had to draw strength from the few that give me love. And with that, I have gotten so many else, because what you focus on the most is what you'll get. If you focus on the negativity, you are going to reap more of it. You reap what you sow, for real, even mentally. So it just needs anyone going through any kind of trial and tribulation to focus on the good. That's it.
I think you're very brave. I really do. And I commend you for your bravery. And it's actually got me even more in my feels when it comes to you, because I've seen your journey. And for what you've had to endure and what you've gone through, I really commend you. I think you're very brave, and my love for you has doubled.
Oh, thank you. I don't think I'm brave, though. I just think the people around me have made me brave.
Yeah.
We're
building castles. Brand new single dropped. What's it today?
Today,
yeah. Is it out? Is it out?
It is out. I'm so excited.
I love it. I can't wait to play it on 947. Where can people get it?
You can go check it out on Apple. You can go check it out on Spotify. You can go check it out on YouTube Music. Just go and run the numbers up. Yeah.
I love it. Ladies Zamar, we'll carry on playing your music as we always do on 947. I think you're one of the most playlisted artists here. I don't know how you do it, but it's happening. All the best of luck in building your castle.
Thank you.
And all the music that's to come. You've been awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Done deal. She is a true King Zamar. Her name is Lady Zamar, and she was on My First Hits today.
Mo Flava on 947.